All right. And I would like to officially welcome everybody to the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind monthly workshop presented by the Florida Outreach Center for the Blind here in West Palm Beach, Florida. My name is Jason Goldfield. I am the assistive technology instructor, and I am also your Zoom facilitator for today. We have a very exciting program planned for you all. We have Mr. Andy Bernstein along with Miss Marianne Grignan, Business Development Manager from Accessible Pharmacy. And we will open up the floor to them in just one moment. We just have a few more people joining us. Just want to go over a couple house rules before we do officially turn the floor over to Andy and Marianne. I'm very excited to hear their presentation. Just a couple quick house rules. As you know, you are all muted. We have Manis Pesias, who is also a staff member, our bookkeeper at the Florida Outreach Center. He is our host for today. He is bringing people in from the waiting room and making sure that everybody stays muted. So you are muted. We ask you to please stay muted during the course of the presentation. There will be time for questions and answers at the end of our presentation. So definitely we will have plenty of opportunity. We'll go over the raise hand method for Zoom at that point. And we just ask that respectively that you stay on mute until we get to that segment of our presentation. So without further ado, I'd like to turn the floor over to Mr. Andy Bernstein from Accessible Pharmacy and Miss Marianne Grignan. So Andy, please take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you for including Marianne and me. Like, we're excited to be here. I'm here in tropical West Philadelphia. And obviously all of you, I'm assuming most of you or all of you are in Florida. Marianne's on the West Coast of Florida, and she is our Director of Business Development for the state of Florida. She's just starting with us. So I'm excited that she's able to join us here today. I have a particular fond spot in my heart for West Palm Beach. My in-laws actually live in City Place. So I've spent a great deal of time in West Palm Beach, and I'm looking forward for the pandemic to be completely gone so I can get back down there again. And hopefully we can all connect at some point in the future in person as well. So Jason, before I jump in head first, how long would you like us to speak for?
Let's see. It's about 1 o'clock.
Because I can speak for like a minute, or I could talk till Sunday.
Oh no! Well, if you can go until let's see, we slate this for about 2 hours total, roughly,
Okay.
Give or take a few minutes. So if you could talk for about an hour to 1 hour and change, and then whenever you feel comfortable, you want to open up questions and answers, just let me know, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. Sounds
All right.
good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you then. Thank you again, everyone. So what I thought I could do, and what Marianne and I thought we could do, is how about this? Before I get started telling everyone about Accessible Pharmacy, Marianne, how about if you share a little bit about yourself and about how you and I met,
Sure.
and talk about your Florida connection and obviously your Pennsylvania connection, which is how
Sure.
you and I first met.
Yes, sure. I'll start with that. I met in air quotes Andy during the Pennsylvania Council of the Blind conference, which was held virtually, and he was one of our presenters of sorts. We did a new thing whereby people could make an appointment and speak to vendors during a half an hour session or an hour session. And so I met Accessible Pharmacy for the Blind and Andy through that means. And during his spiel, he kind of mentioned that he would be seeking out people to work for Accessible Pharmacy for the Blind in Florida. And I was just really enthused by that. So a little bit ago, I finally got the nerve, or as it were, to write to them and say, hey, I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm very interested in your company. I think it's something really amazing. And, contact me if you're interested in hearing more about me. Send him my resume. And he did within just a couple of days. So we've been talking, I don't know, what's it been, about a month now almost,
Mhm.
on and off, Zoomed and, just phone calls, learning about the company. So I'm like an accessible pharmacy for the blind work in progress. Still, right? So my history is, just about me a little bit. I've been blind since birth. I've raised two kids, largely on my own, due to circumstances. And, I met people at the Pennsylvania Council of the Blind in about 2006, and which is where I was living at the time, and really stayed involved. I'm very involved in my local chapter here in Florida, but I just had to make some choices as to what all I can put on my plate. I'm a blind vendor. So I have a vending facility. I'm a homemaker, and I keep our house. I have responsibilities to the Southwest Florida Council of the Blind, and I just couldn't let go of my responsibilities and the people and what we were doing at Pennsylvania Council of the Blind. So that's pretty much what I do with the councils. I am looking at possibly endeavoring into audio production, audio editing. They're looking for people through ACB, and I've always wanted to do that. So I might do that as well. But this interests me for a whole host of reasons. It's just, first of all, it's, as I've said to Andy, it really just sells itself. There's, the whole concept of concierge pharmacy is just an awesome thing for people with vision loss and so many other disabilities. And, and sometimes, as we know, vision loss comes with other disabilities. So it's just a fabulous concept. And, having been in a place where I have lived with just another blind person and raised kids on my own, I know the value of being secure in the medications you're taking and the medications you're giving others. So that's it's really important. It's a really important thing, and it's, so for me, it's personal too, to be on the side of all that good stuff. And I have a service animal, which I'm praying, I'm sitting here holding my breath thinking, please don't bark. He's a real vocal dog. So I fed him early so he wouldn't bark for his food. But anyway, so that's a little bit about me.
That was perfect. That's awesome. That was good. That's a great introduction. That was cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a step back, and I'll set the stage for us, and then I'll jump in. I'll tell our story, and then we can open up the floor for questions, and Marianne and I can field your questions and thoughts, and we can have a conversation. So we are Accessible Pharmacy Services for the Blind. We are a home delivery pharmacy service, and we specialize in patients who are blind or have low vision. We are the only provider of its kind. There's no one else who does everything that we do to help